No, their
Don't tell me
ancestral
no.
homeland. Have you ever been to Israel?
No.
So I've been about 8 times, 5 times this past year. I think you should go before you make a comment like that, because it is the ancestral homeland of the Jewish people. Also, Palestinians have a right to live there peacefully.
Pick out the Zionists.
I'm actually thankful that you're calling me a Zionist.
How about a Nazi?
My grandparents are Holocaust survivors, so to call me a Nazi, I think that makes no sense. They would be ashamed of me?
Yeah, you're backing genocidal regime.
It's not a genocidal regime, actually, at all. What right do you feel?
The funny thing is that he supports Palestinians, which is a genocidal regime. How are you guys doing? This is Sahar TV. In today's video, we'll be watching an American Jew and an Arab Muslim talking to people who support Palestine about the conflict. Let's see what they had to say.
You cannot out-Palestinian an actual Palestinian.
I'm actually thankful that you're calling me a Zionist.
How about a Nazi?
I'm a Palestinian from Gaza.
I'm a Jewish American.
We both want a prosperous future for our people. Ask us anything.
Why Jews and Palestinians cannot get along? Forget about everybody else.
We cannot forget about everybody else.
There's nobody going against the Jews and nobody going against Palestinians.
Unfortunately, that's not true right now. People are actually that are not Jewish or not Palestinian are actually causing hate.
There's a vicious cycle, and we want to break out of this vicious cycle. There really is a different pathway forward. For example, 20% of Israel's population are Palestinians or Arabs or folk who are not of Jewish heritage. A lot of them are lawyers, a lot of them are doctors. Coexistence is absolutely possible.
Do you think it's right what Hamas did?
Absolutely not. Hamas is holding 2.3 million Palestinians in Gaza hostage. Palestinians, not Israelis. They're holding 59 Israeli hostages who should have never been there in the first place.
Yeah, I understand the perspectives. The thing that bothers me is the casualties.
A casualty in any war of any people is terrible, right? That's something we can all agree on. What I have a hard time with, and Ahmed does speak about this a lot, is that Hamas hides within their civilians. That's why war is so difficult. And this war specifically, I think, is even more complicated than ever because you are dealing with a terrorist organization.
Hamas, they, by design, by definition, integrate their infrastructure throughout the Gaza Strip. Hamas will beat and jail and torture people who ask, hey, I don't want this tunnel shaft near my home.
What caused Hamas to be so tyrannical?
The Muslim Brotherhood, which has an agenda to spread Sharia worldwide. The Jews are its enemies. The Christians are its enemies. And they fight us because of religious purposes.
They went from this tiny group of nothing all of a sudden to one being propped up by billions of dollars from the Islamic Republic of Iran.
So much money was put into them, yet nothing went to the actual people of Gaza and to build it what it should have been.
Gaza could have been the pride and joy of the Palestinian people.
Most of the people in Gaza were driven there out of their homes in what is now called Israel.
We're talking about 70 years later.
That is also incorrect. We were not driving anybody out of their homes. They started a war against us, which caused displacement because of their own actions. And the Jews actually begged people to stay, not to leave.
We have been told that we're in this like refugee purgatory, if you will. Why wasn't a Palestinian state established between 1948 and 1967?
You're a collaborator.
How am I a collaborator?
The Palestinians don't want to have anything to do with the Zionists.
What do you think a Zionist means?
It means that they have the right to somebody else's land.
No.
Almost. It means we have a right to our ancestral homeland.
No, their
Don't tell me
ancestral
no.
homeland. Have you ever been to Israel?
No.
So I've been about 8 times, 5 times this past year. I think you should go before you make a comment like that, because it is the ancestral homeland of the Jewish people. Also, Palestinians have a right to live there peacefully.
Pick out the Zionists.
I'm actually thankful that you're calling me a Zionist.
How about a Nazi?
My grandparents are Holocaust survivors, so to call me a Nazi, I think that makes no sense. They would be ashamed of me?
Yeah, you're backing genocidal regime.
It's not a genocidal regime, actually, at all. What right do you feel?
The funny thing is that he supports Palestinians, which is a genocidal regime.
Like you have to talk about this conflict versus somebody who was born in Gaza and Palestinian, someone who's Jewish, has been to Israel several times and has Israeli family. How do you feel you know more than we do?
Are you Palestinian?
I'm Irish.
Yes, you're Irish.
He's Irish. The biggest colonizer accuses the Jews trying to self-determine in their ancestral homeland after thousands of years of displacement and diaspora. He accuses us of being colonizers, right? Make it make sense, guys.
Do you read Arabic? Do you have contacts in Gaza right now who are telling you Hamas is conducting warfare in a way that is putting their lives at risk? They want an end to the theft of all the aid that is coming in, that Hamas then takes.
Hamas steals the aid.
I lost 33 of my immediate and extended family members. You cannot out-Palestinian an actual Palestinian who has experienced the consequences of Hamas's armed resistance. I've been here in this country by myself since 16. I got political asylum because of Hamas's control, in which they killed 1,000 Palestinians in a day. I bet you didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, do you know that Hamas murders their own people?
A day. Hamas threw them from the top of roof buildings because they were collaborators, because they worked with the Zionists.
That's genocide.
That's not Nazism. that's not genocidal, right?
That's self-defense.
Oh my gosh.
How much does the Israelis pay you? Is it 30 pieces of...
Every time they are faced with factual information, the rebuttal is going to be, how much do they pay you, right? Because he doesn't have anything else to say back. It's pathetic.
Oh, here we go. I'm so glad he said that.
I mean, can there ever be opposition to Hamas terrorism? Can there ever be a Palestinian that opposes violence against Israelis without being paid by the Israelis?
No.
Even though you can attack Hamas, it's hard to directly attack the ideology.
People are a product of their environment. I looked the other day at a poll from 95 that showed 85% of Palestinians in Gaza supported the peace process with Israel. I see the potentiality.
I'm sure that is incorrect. And if 85% of Palestinians supported the peace with Israel, I don't know in what year, probably in 2000 or 1995, then why did they start the Second Intifada in the year 2000? And they killed thousands and thousands of Israelis and Jews. Why, if the majority of them supported it? I disagree with his claim.
Of that happening, but we need to weaken Hamas. There's a false narrative that Hamas is resistance that's a response to oppression. And I think Hamas is a far more nefarious, deadly menace to the Palestinian people first and foremost.
But what do you think the best solution is?
Hamas has to be disarmed. We have to demilitarize. They have to stand down.
As a Gazan myself as well, what can we as Gazans do to solve the issue?
Until Hamas ends their control.
Guys, it's not only about Hamas, right? It's about the Islamic ideology. The Islamic ideology needs to reform. It needs to align with modern Western values and not remain in 1400 years ago. Because if it will remain, then people will keep dying, whether it's Jews, Christians, Hindus, despite the fact that most Muslims are peaceful. But the people who take Islam and read it exactly as it is, they see that it's perfectly fine to behead men, it's perfectly fine to fight other countries, impose jizya and bring Sharia to those countries. It's never going to change. We have to change that.
Until they release the hostages, the people of Gaza are never going to be free and live a prosperous life that they deserve.
Yeah.
How can they change when that's all they know?
If there's new leadership and new school systems, I believe that the future of Gazans will not have hate inside of them.
Certainly. Everybody should just love people.
So many people are scared to have conversations. They don't even want to speak to someone else that they think has a different opinion. Learning from each other, finding some kind of common ground, agree to disagree. And at the end you'll see we're actually more alike than we think. The news is showing all Palestinians hate Israelis, all Israelis hate Palestinians, and there's never going to be peace. But that's not the case.
The Israelis are here to stay. Palestinians are here to stay. We're both here to stay.
What you are sharing, we cannot hear it in the mainstream media.
I know.
It's pro-Palestinian or pro-Israeli.
You could be pro-Palestine and pro-Israel.
Yes.
No, you can't. Because the people living in Palestine, right? Because it doesn't exist. They don't believe in a Jewish Israeli state. They say, min al-maya al-maya Palestine Arabiyya. Go and ask the people living right now in the Palestinian territories, in Gaza. Where should Palestine be? They say from water to water, from river to river. Genocidal, right? What happens to the Jews? But go ask Israelis. If you are promised eternal peace, your children are going to be safe for eternity. But all you have to do is make concessions with the Arabs and give them this piece of land and this piece of land. You get to stay in your land, but you will recognize it as a Palestinian state. They will accept, if it's 100% approved, that they will not have to face this terrorism again. You understand the differences? Beautiful.
without that having to be an inherent opposition.
What you guys are doing is incredible and amazing, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming by. Thank you.
I hope we all get together just
Yes.
as possible.
Congratulations for your work, and I hope I'm gonna be in peace soon.
Thank you. Thank you for coming through.
As you can see, having these conversations aren't always easy.
But they are necessary and entirely possible,
So let's hope for a future where this becomes the norm.
not the exception.
Yeah!
Great video, but I have to tell you the problem I have with Ahmed. He believes in a two-state solution, which is not a doable thing. We have tried a two-state solution time and time again, and they never accept. What makes you think it's going to be anything different this time? Think you're being a little disconnected from reality. I believe in the Palestinian Emirates plan by Dr. Mordechai Kedar, which differentiates each large city and allows the tribes and the families to run these emirates. It works in the UAE, it works in Kuwait, it works in Saudi. There's no reason why it cannot work in this region. Chaval. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye. If you'd like to watch more of my stuff, please check out my channel down below. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification button so you can be notified every time I upload new content. If you'd like to support me and the channel financially, you can do that using Buy Me Coffee or Patreon down in the links below. Also, we now have a Discord that you can join down in the link below. And now you can become a YouTube member and enjoy